what were some of the challenges from there on? Because you said you're not tech, neither am I. So, and obviously your partner is tech. Is that correct?
Yeah. He is. Yeah.
So, what were some of the big problems you struck as, okay, so great idea. Okay, here we go. Let's become a technology platform. So, and I'm sure there were some little hiccups along the way and challenges. So tell a little bit about, so we're moving from inspiration to exasperation, maybe is a good way to describe it. So tell me some of the challenges.
Yeah, I can think of a few moments, a few episodes, or even a few chapters of exasperation, borderline desperation sometimes. I think the beginning was a lot of excitement and a lot of inspiration. It was really tough, a lot of challenges, just trying to figure out how to build a product, a lot of customer development, but it was all good. It was all, rainbows and unicorns, basically, or the hope of unicorns. But it was, it was really exciting. So I wouldn't say that was, even though it was difficult and we worked weekends and but it was, we were hyped. So that was good. I think, the exasperation chapter started a while after, right? Like you're building the product for a year and a half, and you have, high hopes of when, of putting it on the market and having, great success, getting clients, getting traction, getting growing revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And when that doesn't really happen as you imagine that, and you imagine that for a very long time, you built those expectations for a year and a half while, putting your, sweat and energy and soul into that product. And when that doesn't happen as you expected it hits you very hard. And it also came in, after a particular episode of, very high, moments. We went through a very prestigious accelerator, probably the best accelerator in Europe, called Techstars in London. And, that's where we spent at least half a year. And that's, where we actually built the company. We received our first big investment. So there was a lot of pressure on us to put the product on the market and to prove product market fit and to also prove growth. And, that was the first time after during the accelerator, after a year and a half of building the product, we took it out of beta and we introduced pricing. So that was the moment of truth, who is going to pay for this product? Let's see, what's going to happen. Exciting. Yay. No, that wasn't, definitely nothing like we expected. In the first day, we had a client, someone actually paid, we had a couple of hundreds of users testing the product. So one of them, actually took money out of their credit card, out of their wallet, and decided to give us money. And it was, $100 or something like that for a subscription for a year. So it was, not too much, but they paid for a year in advance. So, wow, they are so committed to this product. That was, that sounded like an optimistic start. Sounded very promising. But then it kind of slowed down. We were getting, maybe one client every couple of weeks. So we were hovering around a couple $100 in recurring revenue and subscriptions for a couple of months. And it was soul crushing.
It would be.
To see that and not to be able to get, more clients, not to be able to market the product or sell the product in a good way. It felt like it was kind of like slowing down, slowly dying out. And it's funny, people, investors and, people in the startup ecosystem say that when startups die, they don't die with a bang. They, slowly crawl somewhere and die in silence.
Yep.
And I remember that thing, just stuck in my head. And myself saying to me that, okay, I must not crawl and die somewhere in silence, the startup, and I have to do something about it. And that was probably the toughest toughest chapter we have, ever went through. Lots of challenges and difficulties, but I think, this one particularly, after, putting so much into it and not being able to make it work after such a long time, that was definitely the hardest one for me personally. I think for my co-founders as well.